Your grandfather might have appeared to be a simple man, but he was actually sitting on a gold mine of household wisdom that could save you hundreds of dollars and countless headaches. That humble brown bottle of hydrogen peroxide in his medicine cabinet wasn't just for cuts and scrapes. It was his secret weapon against life's messiest problems. Today we're counting down 43 incredible hydrogen peroxide hacks that will completely transform how you clean, maintain, and solve problems around your home. 1. Improve seed germination rates. Mix 1 teaspoon of hydrogen peroxide into 1 cup of water and soak your seeds for 4 to 8 hours before planting. The peroxide softens tough seed coats while adding oxygen that encourages faster sprouting. It also kills surface pathogens that can prevent germination. This works especially well for older seeds that might have low viability rates, giving them the boost they need to spring to life. 2. Disinfect garden tools between uses. Garden tools carry bacteria, fungi, and plant diseases from one area to another, potentially spreading problems throughout your garden. Simply spray hydrogen peroxide directly on tool blades and handles. Let it sit for 5 minutes, then wipe clean and dry thoroughly. This kills harmful microbes without exposing your plants to harsh chemicals, and it's especially important after pruning diseased plants. 3. Break down lingering skunk odors. When a skunk sprays, the sulfur compounds create an odor that seems impossible to eliminate. Mix 1 quart of hydrogen peroxide with 1 teaspoon of baking soda and a drop of dish soap. Apply this mixture to affected areas and let it sit for 10 minutes before rinsing thoroughly. Unlike air fresheners that just mask odors, this combination actually breaks down the smell-causing compounds at their source. 4. Kill fungus gnats on houseplants. Those tiny flying insects around your potted plants are fungus gnats, and they multiply rapidly in damp soil. Mix 1 part hydrogen peroxide with 4 parts water and pour it slowly into the soil until it drains from the bottom. The solution kills larvae on contact while adding beneficial oxygen to plant roots. Repeat weekly if needed, but allow soil to dry between waterings to prevent their return. 5. Restore shine to costume jewelry. Over time, costume jewelry loses its sparkle due to oils and residue buildup. Place your jewelry in a small bowl and pour enough hydrogen peroxide to cover the pieces. Let them soak for 5 to 10 minutes while the bubbling action lifts grime from tiny crevices. Rinse with clean water and pat completely dry. This works wonderfully for rhinestones and metal settings. Just avoid soaking pieces with glued components for too long. 6. Clean and sanitize makeup sponges. Makeup sponges absorb oils and bacteria incredibly quickly, becoming breeding grounds for skin problems. Soak your sponges in warm water mixed with a splash of hydrogen peroxide for 10 minutes. Gently squeeze to release buildup, then rinse thoroughly until water runs clear. Allow them to air dry completely. This sanitizes without damaging the sponge texture and should be done weekly to prevent breakouts. 7. Remove hair dye stains from skin. Hair dye often leaves stubborn stains around the hairline and ears that regular soap can't remove. Apply hydrogen peroxide to a cotton pad and gently rub the stained areas. The peroxide breaks down dye pigments without harsh scrubbing. This works best when done soon after dyeing, and you should rinse with water and moisturize afterward to prevent skin irritation. 8. Lighten hair naturally with sunlight. For subtle, natural-looking highlights, mix 1 part hydrogen peroxide with 3 parts water in a spray bottle. Lightly mist your hair and sit in the sun for short periods. The combination of peroxide and UV rays creates gradual lightening that looks more natural than harsh bleaching products. Always rinse afterward and condition well, as this method can be drying if overused. 9. Brighten teeth gently at home. Mix equal parts hydrogen peroxide and water. Swish for 30 seconds, then spit and rinse thoroughly with plain water. This helps remove surface stains from coffee or tea while killing bacteria that cause bad breath. Use no more than once or twice weekly and never swallow the solution. Stop immediately if you experience tooth sensitivity. 10. Use as emergency deodorant. Body odor is actually caused by bacteria feeding on sweat, not the sweat itself. In emergencies, dampen a cotton pad with diluted hydrogen peroxide and gently wipe underarms. Let it dry before dressing. The peroxide kills odor-causing bacteria quickly and effectively. Use only occasionally as frequent use may irritate sensitive skin. 11. Sanitize reusable grocery bags. Reusable shopping bags can harbor bacteria from food and various surfaces they encounter. Spray hydrogen peroxide directly inside the bag, focusing on seams and corners where germs accumulate. Let it sit for 5 minutes, then wipe clean or rinse if the material allows. Allow the bag to air dry completely before reuse to prevent cross-contamination. 12. Remove sweat smells from hats. Sweat odors linger in hats because body oils soak deep into fabric fibers. Fill a basin with warm water and add half a cup of hydrogen peroxide. Submerge the hat and gently agitate. Then let it soak for 20 minutes. This breaks down odor-causing bacteria without requiring heavy scrubbing. Rinse thoroughly and air dry, reshaping as needed. 13. Deodorize smelly shoes effectively. Shoes trap moisture and bacteria that create persistent odors. Lightly spray or dab hydrogen peroxide inside shoes, focusing on the insoles where most bacteria accumulate. Let them air dry completely before wearing again. The peroxide kills odor-causing bacteria rather than just masking smells with fragrances. This works best on fabric or rubber interiors. 14. White and yellowed fingernails. Years of nail polish, smoking, or cleaning products can leave nails with an unsightly yellow tinge. Mix equal parts hydrogen peroxide and baking soda to form a paste. Brush it onto nails using an old toothbrush and let it sit for 2 to 3 minutes. Scrub lightly, then rinse and dry. The peroxide breaks down discoloring compounds while the baking soda provides gentle abrasion. 15. Soften earwax naturally. Hydrogen peroxide can help soften stubborn earwax buildup safely. Using only 3% peroxide, tilt your head and place a few drops into the ear with a clean dropper. You may hear bubbling as it loosens the wax. After a few minutes, tilt your head the other way to let it drain out. Never insert anything into the ear canal, and avoid this method if you have ear pain or infection. 16. Clean minor cuts safely. Pour a small amount of hydrogen peroxide directly onto minor cuts and scrapes. The bubbling action lifts dirt and debris from the wound surface mechanically. Rinse with clean water afterward and pat dry before applying ointment and bandaging. Use peroxide only for initial cleaning, not repeated daily applications, as overuse can actually slow healing. 17. Disinfect combs and hairbrushes thoroughly. Hair tools accumulate oils, dead skin cells, and product buildup that can transfer bacteria back to clean hair. Remove trapped hair first, then fill a basin with warm water and add half a cup of hydrogen peroxide. Submerge plastic combs and brush heads for 15 minutes. This kills bacteria and reduces odors while extending the life of your tools. 18. Sanitize toothbrushes between replacements. Toothbrushes collect bacteria quickly, even when rinsed well after each use. Pour enough hydrogen peroxide into a cup to cover the bristles and soak for 10 minutes. Rinse thoroughly with clean water and let air dry upright. This helps kill accumulated germs without damaging the bristles, extending cleanliness between routine replacements. 19. Help control athletes' foot fungus. Athlete's foot thrives in the moist environment inside shoes and socks. Mix equal parts hydrogen peroxide and water, then apply to clean, dry feet using a cotton pad. Focus on the toes and areas between them where fungus typically develops. Let it sit briefly, then allow feet to air dry completely. Use once daily alongside keeping feet dry and changing socks frequently. 20. Soothe mouth sores with diluted rinse. Mix equal parts hydrogen peroxide and water to create a gentle mouth rinse for minor sores. Swish the solution around your mouth for about 30 seconds, focusing on affected areas. Then spit completely and rinse with plain water. The bubbling action removes debris and kills bacteria that can slow healing. Use only once daily to avoid tissue irritation. 21. Clean coffee makers without vinegar odor. While vinegar effectively removes mineral buildup from coffee makers, many people dislike the lingering smell. Fill the reservoir with water and add about half a cup of hydrogen peroxide. Run 1 brew cycle without coffee, then run 2 full cycles with plain water to rinse everything out. This reduces stale smells and buildup without leaving any unpleasant odors behind. 22. Extend the life of fresh berries. Fresh berries spoil quickly due to mold spores on their surface. Mix 1 part hydrogen peroxide with 10 parts water and gently rinse berries for 1 minute. Drain thoroughly and pat dry before storing in a breathable container lined with paper towels. This kills surface mold spores without affecting taste and can extend freshness by several days beyond normal refrigeration alone. 23. Remove onion and garlic odors from hands. The sulfur compounds in onions and garlic cling stubbornly to skin long after cooking. Pour a small amount of hydrogen peroxide into your hands and rub them together for a few seconds, focusing on fingertips where odors concentrate most. Rinse with cool water and dry. This breaks down the odor-causing compounds without leaving artificial fragrances behind. 24. Sanitize cutting boards after raw meat. Cutting boards used for raw meat require thorough sanitization to prevent cross-contamination. Spray hydrogen peroxide directly onto the board surface, making sure to cover knife grooves where bacteria hide. Let it sit for 5 minutes to break down harmful microorganisms. Then rinse with hot water and allow to air dry completely. 25. Restore faded white lace delicately. Vintage lace can yellow or fade over time, especially when stored in less than ideal conditions. Fill a basin with lukewarm water and add half a cup of hydrogen peroxide. Submerge the lace and let it soak for 1 to 2 hours. Rinse carefully and lay flat to air dry, avoiding wringing or excessive heat. This brightens intricate patterns while preserving delicate texture. 26. Prevent mildew buildup in washing machines. Front-loading washers especially can develop mildew growth in their moist environment. Pour 1 cup of hydrogen peroxide directly into the empty drum and run a hot water cycle. The peroxide kills odor-causing bacteria and loosens hidden residue in seals and hoses. Wipe the rubber gasket afterward and leave the door open between loads for air circulation. 27. Eliminate musty odors from thrifted clothes. Secondhand clothing often carries persistent, musty smells that regular washing can't eliminate. Add 1 cup of hydrogen peroxide to a basin of cool water and soak garments for 30 minutes before washing normally. This neutralizes odor-causing bacteria trapped in fabric fibers and works especially well on cotton and linen items. 28. Remove deodorant and armpit stains. These stubborn stains result from deodorant residue mixing with body oils and sweat. Apply hydrogen peroxide directly to stained areas and work it in gently with a soft brush. Let it sit for 15 minutes to break down the buildup. Then rinse with cold water and wash as usual. For heavy stains, mix peroxide with baking soda into a paste before applying. 29. Brighten vintage linens safely. Old tablecloths, napkins, and pillowcases often yellow from age and storage conditions. Mix warm water with half a cup of hydrogen peroxide and submerge linens fully. Let them soak for several hours, checking periodically for progress. This method revives vintage pieces while preserving their delicate texture and integrity, unlike harsh bleaches that can weaken old fibers. 30. Whiten dingy socks effectively. White socks can turn gray from accumulated sweat, grime, and detergent residue that regular washing doesn't remove. Fill a basin with warm water and add 1 cup of hydrogen peroxide. Soak socks for several hours, stirring occasionally to ensure even treatment. The peroxide lifts deeply embedded dirt while restoring brightness without damaging elastic fibers. 31. Lift fresh and dried blood stains. Blood stains require immediate attention, but hydrogen peroxide works on both fresh and set-in stains. Pour it directly onto the stain and watch it bubble as it breaks down proteins. Blot gently with a clean cloth, then repeat until the stain disappears. Always use cold water for rinsing, as heat will permanently set blood stains. 32. Remove toilet bowl rings naturally. Those stubborn rings form from mineral deposits and bacteria accumulation over time. Pour about 1 cup of hydrogen peroxide directly into the bowl, ensuring it coats the stained ring completely. Let it sit for 20 to 30 minutes to break down discoloration. Then scrub gently with a toilet brush and flush. Regular use prevents buildup and reduces scrubbing effort. 33. Soak feet to eliminate odors and bacteria. Fill a basin with warm water and add 1 to 4 cup of hydrogen peroxide for an effective foot soak. The solution kills odor-causing bacteria and fungus while softening rough skin. Soak for 10 to 15 minutes, then rinse and dry thoroughly. This is especially beneficial for people who spend long hours in closed shoes or have persistent foot odor issues. 34. Deodorize trash cans completely. Even after removing liners, trash cans absorb persistent odors from accumulated bacteria. Spray hydrogen peroxide directly inside the empty can, coating bottom and sides thoroughly. Let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes while it neutralizes odor-causing microorganisms. Wipe clean or rinse with water, then allow to dry fully before adding a new liner. 35. Clean and sanitize refrigerator door seals. Those rubber gaskets trap crumbs, moisture, and spills that lead to odors and mold growth. Spray hydrogen peroxide directly onto the seal, focusing on folds and corners where debris accumulates. Let it sit for 5 minutes to sanitize and loosen grime. Then wipe clean with a damp cloth and dry thoroughly to maintain proper door closure. 36. Restore sparkle to cloudy glassware. Mineral deposits and soap residue can make glassware appear dull and cloudy over time. Fill a sink with warm water and add 1 cup of hydrogen peroxide. Submerge glassware and let it soak for 20 minutes. Then gently wipe with a soft cloth and rinse well. This lifts film without scratching delicate surfaces, restoring original clarity and shine. 37. Cut grease from stove knobs effectively. Stove knobs collect cooking grease and food residue in their crevices that regular wiping misses. Remove knobs if possible and place them in a shallow bowl covered with hydrogen peroxide. Let them soak for 15 minutes to loosen oil buildup. Then scrub with a soft brush and rinse thoroughly. Dry completely before reinstalling to prevent damage. 38. Deodorize dish sponges between replacements. Kitchen sponges trap food particles that create lingering odors and bacterial growth. Saturate the sponge with hydrogen peroxide and place it in a bowl for 10 minutes. The bubbling action breaks down odor-causing bacteria while sanitizing the porous material. Rinse thoroughly with hot water and squeeze dry before next use. 39. Remove mildew from shower curtains. Those black spots on shower curtains are mildew colonies that can affect air quality. Lay the curtain flat or hang it fully extended. Then spray hydrogen peroxide directly onto affected areas. Let it sit for 20 minutes while the bubbling breaks down mildew and bacteria. Rinse with warm water or machine wash on gentle cycle if material allows. 40. Brighten grout lines overnight. Grout collects dirt and grime that regular mopping cannot reach effectively. Apply hydrogen peroxide directly along grout lines. Then sprinkle baking soda on top to create an active paste. Let this mixture sit overnight while the peroxide slowly loosens stains and the paste stays in place. Scrub lightly with a brush in the morning and rinse clean. 41. Erase mystery stains from countertops. Unknown stains on laminate or solid surface counters respond well to hydrogen peroxide treatment. Pour or spray it directly onto the stained area, then cover with a cloth to prevent drying. Let it sit for 10 to 20 minutes while it breaks down discoloration. Then wipe clean with a damp cloth and repeat if necessary. 42. Pour into your toilet tank for continuous cleaning. Add half a cup of hydrogen peroxide directly to your toilet tank reservoir. Every time you flush, the peroxide-infused water will clean and disinfect the bowl automatically. This kills bacteria, prevents stain buildup, and eliminates odors more effectively than blue toilet tablets. The general formula won't damage tank components like harsh chemicals can, and it provides ongoing maintenance between deep cleanings. 43. Wash fruits and vegetables safely. Mix a splash of hydrogen peroxide into a bowl of cold water and soak your produce for 5 to 10 minutes. This removes up to 90% of bacteria and breaks down pesticide residues that water alone cannot eliminate. Gently scrub firm-skinned items, then rinse thoroughly with clean water. This treatment actually extends shelf life by killing mold spores, especially beneficial for berries and leafy greens. These 43 hydrogen peroxide hacks prove that sometimes the simplest solutions are the most powerful ones. Which of these will you be trying? Let me know in the comments section below. If these household secrets have changed the way you look at that simple brown bottle in your cabinet, please subscribe and like the video. We are uncovering the practical wisdom that time often forgets. Start transforming your home today. Our next treasure trove of tips will be opening soon.